Hello and welcome to Oracle of the Divine Ophite. This is a collective tarot reading, so it might not resonate for everyone, but if it does resonate, please give the video a like and subscribe. If you haven't done so already, hit the notification bell so that you know when I upload new videos. And so I just meditated a bit and did a quick card pull, and the message I get initially is that I'm talking to someone out there. There was an idea that you had a little while ago. Probably, it could have been a long time in the past, but I'm getting the impression here that it wasn't that long ago. It's definitely within the past few years. And this idea, you gave up on it. So this idea now needs to be revisited. This is an idea that would involve you taking on some sort of role of leadership, exhibiting some type of executive ability. So it could be something that would enable you to run your own business, be your own boss, something where you would be, making your own hours, dictating your own schedule, when you do things, when you work, when you don't work, how you work. So this is a type of a situation where you would have no outside micromanagement or interference going. You would basically be your own boss. And this is something that you've wanted to do for a long time. Whoever I'm speaking to out there, you're someone who, you're confident, you're a very autonomous person, you're very good thinking on your feet, you're very good at, scheduling yourself, you have good time management skills, you're creative, you're motivated. So you don't need anybody standing over you telling you what to do and telling you how to do things. And you realized that quite some time ago, and you got sick of working for other people and constantly being told what to do and having people looking over your shoulder. So this idea that you came up with, this is an idea that would enable you to live out your career and your work in the way that you want to do it. But unfortunately, there was somebody out there who talked you out of it. There was somebody who, you shared this idea with them, you shared what you wanted to do, and they were pretty negative about it. Like, they didn't necessarily tell you straight out that they didn't think you should do it, but what they did do was drop a lot of negativity onto it. Like a lot of like, well, what if things go wrong, and what are you going to do for money, and it's, what about your security, and these types of like they really projected fear onto it. And it made you kind of like, when you first came up with this idea, you were very sure about it. Like, you didn't have any doubt in your mind. You were like, yes, I can do this, now's the time to do this, I should do this now. You were all ready for it, you were all prepared for it, you knew exactly where you needed to go, what you needed to do. You had a plan, you had mapped things out pretty methodically, so you thought it all out. And then, this person has a lot of influence on you, whether you realize it or not. And this person was somehow able to cast enough doubt onto the idea, or to kind of, like a bit of fear, like a little bit of like poverty consciousness kind of thing going, like lack mentality. They were able to project enough of this onto the situation where you decided to hold off on it. You decided to, maybe not completely drop the idea, but to pick it up at a later date. Like one of those things where, oh, well, okay, I'll do it when I have more money saved, or, I'll do it when Johnny's finished with college, or I'll do it when, it's like, I'll do it when, and then, when never comes. So it's that type of scenario. And, so you've just been putting this idea off, but the message I'm getting in the cards is that now is the time to revisit this idea. Now is the time to revisit this plan. You've already completed the initial stage, so you've already laid some sort of a foundation for it, whether that's some sort of a financial foundation, or mental foundation, or you've put all your feelings, you've put all your love into the idea, you've grown it, so the seed is already there. You've already planted the seed, and the seed is like healthy, it's ready to blossom, but now it just needs to be watered. It needs sunlight and water. So you need to expose this idea to the light of day now. You need to sprinkle this idea with water, with the water of action. You know what I'm saying? Like, now's the time to take action on this idea There's no time like the present. Don't let anybody talk you out of it, because whoever this person was, this person who initially tried to kind of like talk you out of it or cast doubt upon it, this is a person that, they have lots of regrets in their life. They have lots of things that they didn't do. They have lots of things that they like wish they had done, but they didn't do because they were afraid to do them. And so they kind of look at life this way. They look at life as like, you should only do what's safe. You should only do what's for sure. You should only do things if you know exactly how they're going to turn out. And this is this person's attitude. And what this person doesn't realize is that, there's no such thing as real security. Real security doesn't actually exist. That's all in your mind. Anything that you build can be knocked down. Anything that you do, there's no guarantees. Life is not filled with guarantees. Life is only filled with opportunities. And so basically, they don't understand that you're here on earth to take advantage of opportunities. That's the whole purpose of being here. They don't get that, but you do. They should actually be learning from you. They should be looking at your example of how brave you are and how courageous you are and how willing to take risks you are. And they should be learning from that. So it's like you don't need to be learning from them because they don't have the correct attitude towards things. So I'm going to pull a couple more cards just so I can get some more general advice about this, because I'm really getting the feeling that, something really exciting is on the horizon for you. And this is a really, really good time to really think about taking action on this, even if it's just taking like small steps. So I'm definitely getting the idea that, sometime around New Year's of this year, you started thinking about this again. It definitely crossed your mind and you were like thinking, this year, is this year the time to do it? Is this year the time to really like get things off the ground? So you were definitely thinking about it and contemplating the next steps that you could take as of January. But, you were still, just thinking about it, like still in those planning stages. And so now I think, you see really like the money's just waiting for you. Like it's literally just sitting there waiting for you to find it. There's a big opportunity that really is just not being taken advantage of. And as soon as you take advantage of it, it's like, boom, the money's just laying on the street waiting for you to stumble across it, but you just haven't walked down the right alleyway yet. It's like you're walking down the street and there's like a bag of money laying in an alleyway off to the side. And if you just make that right turn and walk down that alleyway, then boom, there's this bag of money right there. That's basically the way this path will turn out for you if you decide to take action on this idea. And there's also somebody out there that could possibly be like, perhaps you haven't met this person yet, but there's somebody out there that could actually be helpful to you. There's somebody that could end up being like a business partner or an investor, or somebody that could be really, really important to the future success of what you're trying to do. But once again, you have to take the first steps, because this person is not going to find you. This money is not going to find you. You have to find the money. You have to find the person. And in order to do that, you have to get out there and you have to be brave. You have to be courageous and take those first steps. It's like, what's that old saying? If you take a couple of steps towards God, God takes a couple of steps towards you, or, God takes even more steps towards you. If you just start out small, then the next, the energy that you put out, that small energy, will come back at you as large energy. But you always have to take the first step. You have to be willing to take the risk. You have to be willing to have faith in your own plan, have faith in your own ability, have faith in who you are, have faith in your idea. Because there's always going to be people that are going to try to talk you out of doing things that are good for you, which is crazy because you'd think that people would hear you come up with an idea that's good for you and that they would just be in full support of it. But there are so many people out there that are so unhappy with their own lives that they just go into this automatic mode that, when you tell someone something that could possibly turn out successful for you, they just go into this automatic mode of like, oh, I have to destroy that. I have to make sure that that doesn't happen. And the reason for that? The reason for that is because they know that if you're successful, they're going to look at you and they're going to feel jealous because it's going to show the inadequacies in their lives. If you're successful, that's what that does. It points out other people's inadequacies. But this idea, whatever this idea that you have, it's a really great idea and it's going to lead you to your 10 of Cups. It's going to lead you to emotional happiness, but you still have naysayers out there. You still have people out there that are bringing you discouraging messages. You still have people out there that are bringing you messages of negative emotion, messages of failure, messages of insecurity, messages of lack. You still have people out there that will bring you those types of messages, and they will continue to do that as you continue to water this idea and watch it blossom and watch it grow and watch it turn into something really, really beautiful and really, really abundant for you. You're always going to have people out there that are just running their mouths, talking about what could go wrong, talking about, how it could fail. Those people are always going to be there. But you have to be strong, stand your ground. You have to make sure that you don't listen to those people. You have to make sure that you listen to yourself and you have the faith in yourself that's necessary to make sure that your idea grows the way you want it to grow, and don't let other people poison it. Don't, because these people that are trash talking your idea or putting doubt or putting negativity on it, these people, that's basically like if you were growing a garden and they were, walking by throwing poison on your garden. You're watering it. You're like putting, you're making sure that it's getting sunlight. You're making sure that everything's growing, and then somebody walks by and they sprinkle like poison on it. And then you walk out the next day and it's like, wow, all my stuff's dead. Like, what happened? And it's like, it's these people pouring poison on it. There is guidance coming to you, but it's not from these people. There's divine guidance coming. There's otherworldly guidance coming to you. You have the assistance of your spirit team, your spiritual guardians. Your spiritual guardians are backing you 100%. That's who you need to listen to. That's all you need to listen to, yourself and your own spiritual guidance. But mainly yourself, because even your spiritual team is trying to get across to you that you should have more faith in yourself and have more faith in your own ideas and your own thoughts and, how you think things should be. You're a very smart person. You're very methodical. You're very good at what you do. So really, you don't really need anybody's advice. Because this idea that you've come up with, this thing that you're thinking about doing, it's something that you know how to do it. You already know how to make it successful. So, the guidance that you actually need is very small. It's very small amounts of guidance because you already know, you're already like an expert at what you're planning on doing. So all you need is just that spiritual guidance. And just be receptive to that spiritual guidance. Be receptive to your own inner guidance, to your own instinct. Okay, you need to open up yourself to your own instincts and your own gut. Because if you do that, then nobody will ever be able to talk you out of anything ever again. People can say negative things, people can say stupid things, people can trash talk, people can do whatever they like, try to sabotage you, and it won't work because you're connected to who you are. You're connected to who you truly are on the inside. And if you're connected to your own higher self and your own inner spiritual guidance, there's no outside force that can come in and sabotage that. So the message here is really stop listening to these other people. Listen to yourself, because you have all the inner wisdom necessary to pull this off. You have all the inner wisdom you need to know what the next steps are, you know, how to spend money, how to invest, how to set things up for yourself. You have all of that knowledge already. You don't need to get that from anyone else. Because, so yeah, just let go. Let go of these people's negativity. Let go of, you know, this feeling of like, I don't have enough. I don't have enough to do this. I don't have enough. You have like the miser here. So this person just like, you know, clutching everything because they feel like they never have enough. This is the bullshit that people are trying to dump on you. They're trying to turn you into this miser. They're trying to turn you into this person that just runs around clutching their jewels and clutching what they have and never being willing to try anything new, never being willing to like relax into new ideas, new projects, new ways of being, because they feel like they have something to lose. They always feel like the universe is trying to take from them, instead of realizing that actually the universe is abundant and the universe is trying to give to them. So they always miss the gifts of the universe because they're too busy trying to hold too tightly to what they have. But that's not you. That's perhaps some of the people around you, if you look more closely. They might not appear that way when you're just looking at them, but that's who they are on the inside. On the inside, they're scared. They're just dried up, you know, dried up, pruny, like lifeless, you know, energetically bereft people that are trying to turn you into the same thing. They're trying to get you to lower your standards and expectations in life. They're trying to get you to settle for less, to settle for less abundance, to settle for less in life, to settle for less happiness, to settle for less achievement. But that's just not who you are. You are a person who was born to achieve. That's why you're here. You were born to be successful. You were absolutely born for it. And you can feel that something's missing from your life. Okay? You can feel. It's like if you have everything that you've ever done, accomplished, owned in a barrel, and then the barrel has like a huge leak in it and everything has leaked out onto the ground. But people are still telling you that the barrel's full. But you're like, no, the barrel's not full. There's a hole in it and everything's leaked onto the ground. I need to get a new barrel. Or I need to patch this barrel up at least, and I need to refill it. People are like, no, you don't need to refill it. It's fine. Just be happy with an empty barrel. It's like, no, you're never going to be happy with an empty barrel. You need to patch up that barrel and fill it up with good shit, because that's what you're meant to do. And that's what this idea that you have, whether it be a creative idea, a business idea, whatever it is, you have some idea that's going to fix the hole in your barrel. And not only is it going to fix the hole in your barrel, it's going to then proceed to fill your barrel with beautiful, abundant, you know, golden fluid. So, there's going to be some hard work involved. Yes. You're going to have to work a little bit hard in order to make this come to fruition, in order to see things work out the way you want them to work out. Sure. That always involves hard work, of course. But at the end of that hard work is going to be massive, massive abundance for you if you're willing to take the risk. If you're willing to take the risk and do what your heart is telling you to do and do what makes you excited, because this thing, when you think of doing it, it makes you feel excited. It makes you feel, it stirs passion in you. It makes you feel like, like it would make you so happy if you could accomplish this goal. But then there's all these like people just saying all this crap that's making you think of perhaps past failures, maybe past, things that haven't gone right. There's all this stuff just cluttering your head, making you think like, oh, maybe things will turn out the way so and so said. Maybe I made a mistake before, and but you need to just learn how to start from scratch. Okay? Just move from a point of nothingness. Wipe the slate clean. Because whatever you did in the past, that's in the past. Whatever happened in the past, that's in the past. Whatever so-and-so or such and such and whoever is talking about, that's probably coming from something that happened in their past that they're afraid of. And they're just projecting it onto you. So don't listen to those people, and don't listen to your own mind. If your own mind has you focused on some past failure or on some feeling of insecurity from childhood or whatever it is, something your dad said to you when you were 15 years old, whatever it is, that's in the past. So wipe the slate clean and start from nothingness. If you start from nothingness, then you can build whatever you want. Then you can fill up that nothingness with what you want to fill it up with. And you don't need anybody's permission. You don't need anybody's approval. You don't need anybody's advice. All you need is your own planning, your own methodology, your own belief in yourself, your idea. That's what you need. Everything else should just move out of the way. Approach it with an attitude of playfulness. Approach it with an attitude of like the same way you used to approach things when you were a child. When you were a kid and you wanted to do something new, you didn't sit there and overthink it. You didn't sit there and think like how many things could go wrong before you did it. You just saw something and you went, wow. You went like, wow, I want to climb that tree. You didn't think, oh, I could fall out of the tree and break my leg. You just thought, wow, it'd be really cool to climb to the top of that tree and sit on that branch and look down from that branch. That's all you could think about was the achievement. And so you did it. So you just climbed the tree. And you usually didn't fall. Most kids, when they do stuff like that, they don't fall. It's amazing. They do so many things that we as adults perceive as being dangerous or being crazy. We're like, oh my God, why are they doing that? That's insane. And they really don't get hurt as much as you would think they would get hurt doing the number of dangerous things per day that they do. So approach it that way. Approach it with the confidence of no, I'm not going to get hurt. I'm just going to climb to that branch that I want to climb to, and I'm going to observe the world from that high branch in that tree, and I'm going to feel like a king, or I'm going to feel like a queen once I do that. I'm going to feel really fantastic, and that's the only thing I'm thinking about is how I'm going to feel when I accomplish this goal, when I accomplish this thing. That's enough to drive me forward. I don't care about the warnings. I don't care about the naysayers. I don't care about the negativity. I don't care about feeling a sense of permanent security. All I care about is just the feeling I'm going to get when I accomplish that goal. Approach it from that angle and watch miracles happen, because they will. Because all it takes to make a miracle is your belief in that miracle. That's what it takes. A lot of people don't understand that, but that's the truth. If you believe in the miracle will come. You just have to believe hard enough, and you have to be willing to take risks and work at it. And in 2026, that's where you are. You're at the point where you're ready to do that. You're absolutely ready. Or else the cards wouldn't be giving you this message. So I think I'm going to leave it there. I hope this resonated with you. If it did, please give the video a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Hit the notification bell so that you know when I upload new videos. This has been Oracle of the Divine Ophite. All the blessings to you, and I will see you in the next video. Have a great one. Bye-bye.